Sometimes the interviewers of British royals are confidants, and sometimes they're antagonists, but they always have a knack for extracting the juiciest secrets. During his time as a young prince, King Charles III had quite the tumultuous love life. Back in 1981, he was facing mounting expectations to secure a suitable spouse, so he quickly moved to formalize his commitment to the future Princess Diana. The official announcement of the engagement happened on February 24th, and it was followed by a customary televised interview. The couple were being prodded for some juicy sound bites, and Charles sure gave them exactly what they were looking for.
I'm amazed that she's been brave enough to take me on.
When the interviewer followed up by asking if Diana was also in love, she quickly replied, "Of course." And then Charles said probably the most infamous thing he's ever uttered.
Whatever in love means.
Diana laughed it off in the moment, but she later confessed to feeling deeply unsettled by Charles's remark. In a clip from the 2017 Channel 4 documentary, Diana in Her Own Words, she admitted to finding the entire interview completely horrible. As she explained, "We had this ghastly interview the day we announced our engagement, and this ridiculous reporter said, 'Are you in love?' I thought, what a thick question. So I said, 'Yes, of course we are.' Charles turned around and said, 'Whatever in love means,' and that threw me completely. I thought, what a strange answer."
God, how does it traumatize me?
In November 2019, Prince Andrew spoke with Emily Maitlis for BBC Newsnight about his connection to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And it didn't exactly go well. The conversation took place at Buckingham Palace, and the prince faced severe backlash after failing to actually address his connection with Epstein. Furthermore, his responses to questions about an alleged encounter with a 17-year-old were met with skepticism. For one thing, Andrew cited a medical condition to dispute claims of excessive sweating during the purported incident. As he claimed, "I didn't sweat at the time because I had suffered what I would describe as an overdose of adrenaline in the Falklands War when I was shot at."
It was almost impossible for me to sweat.
The prince also disputed the authenticity of the infamous photograph taken of him with his arm around the waist of his most prominent accuser, Virginia Giuffre. As he insisted, "I don't believe it's a picture of me in London because when I go out in London, I wear a suit and a tie."
Those are my traveling clothes if I'm going overseas.
In the strangest part of the interview, Andrew vividly recalled an outing to a Pizza Express in the town of Woking on the day of the alleged events, as he noted that it was an unusual thing for him to do. In his 2023 memoir, Spare, Prince Harry revealed his quest to uncover the truth behind the car accident that killed his mother, Princess Diana, in 1997. During his interview with ITV's Tom Bradby in 2023, he recounted the haunting experience of viewing photographs and a government file related to the incident. As he put it, "I saw the photographs of the reflection of all the paparazzi in the window at the same time. I saw the back of her blonde hair, slumped on the back of the seat." Despite the removal of some graphic images, Harry was thankful for the evidence as something tangible to comprehend the tragedy. In his memoir, he wrote about his solitary tears at his mother's burial, as he delved into the peculiar mix of emotions and guilt that he and his brother endured. The decision for Harry and William to walk behind their mother's coffin during the London procession was a mutual one, born out of fraternal solidarity. As Harry wrote, "I would never let William do that alone." In their 2021 interview with Oprah Winfrey, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle pretty much stopped the entire world from spinning for a few days. Perhaps the most newsworthy moment was Meghan's revelation that there were so-called concerns within the royal family about the skin color of their son Archie. As she explained, "So we have in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title, and also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born."
What?
While they didn't specify who exactly had these concerns, Winfrey later revealed that Harry told her that it was neither Queen Elizabeth nor Prince Philip. Harry addressed the matter again in 2023 during his interview with Tom Bradby for ITV. When Bradby insinuated that Harry called his family racist, Harry responded, "No, I didn't. The British press said that." Harry further reinforced his position during an appearance on Good Morning America by asserting,
"It's not racism. But unconscious bias."
During his interview with Bradby, Harry acknowledged the troubling nature of the concerns expressed, but stopped short of divulging further details. He highlighted the prevalence of similar discussions in mixed-race couples globally. He also delineated a distinction between unconscious bias and racism by emphasizing the importance of acknowledging the former to prevent it from evolving into the latter. Prince Harry also offered a unique perspective in Spare about his stepmother Camilla's ascent to the role of Queen Consort. Recounting Princess Diana's description of Camilla as the third person in her marriage, Harry underscored the enduring impact of this sentiment. During an interview with Anderson Cooper on 60 Minutes in 2023, the prince reflected on the media's portrayal of Camilla as a villainous figure. When the subject turned to Harry and Prince William's reservations regarding their father's marriage to Camilla, Harry admitted that he expressed concerns. They questioned the necessity of the union despite prioritizing their father's happiness. Harry also talked about Camilla's efforts to reshape her public image, noting the risks associated with her endeavors to curry favor with the British press. In Spare, he wrote that Camilla had sacrificed him on her personal PR altar, and during his 60 Minutes interview, he elaborated, "If you were led to believe, as a member of the family, that being on the front page, having positive headlines, positive stories written about you, is going to improve your reputation or increase the chances of you being accepted as monarch by the British public, then that's what you're going to do." Another one of the biggest revelations in Spare was Harry's admission that he and William got into a physical altercation in 2019. He recounted the heated exchange that occurred at Nottingham Cottage during his 60 Minutes interview with Anderson Cooper. As he detailed, "We moved from one room into the kitchen, and his frustrations were growing and growing and growing. He was shouting at me. I was shouting back at him. It wasn't nice. It wasn't pleasant at all. And he snapped, and he pushed me to the floor." Harry described the confrontation as a culmination of frustrations and highlighted William's exposure to certain narratives within his office and the tabloid press. Harry also emphasized his instinct to protect his wife Meghan Markle against perceived attacks. The altercation escalated into a physical confrontation in the kitchen where Harry was pushed to the floor. Harry revealed the emotional and physical toll of the experience, including marks left by a dog bowl on his back. Harry has endured many tragedies in his life, and he's admitted to seeking therapy to cope. He reflected on his struggles with anger during his interview with ITV's Tom Bradby, and he also expressed hope for reconciliation with his brother. In a deeply revealing conversation on the Apple TV Plus docuseries The Me You Can't See in 2021, Prince Harry opened up to Oprah Winfrey about Meghan Markle's struggle with suicidal ideation during her pregnancy with Archie. He revealed that Meghan stopped herself from acting on these thoughts because she didn't want to cause her husband any further pain. In their earlier joint interview with Winfrey, Meghan spoke about reaching a breaking point with all the relentless scrutiny that she was enduring. Despite her fear of burdening Harry with her struggles, she eventually confided in him.
I said, I can't be left alone.
Because you were afraid of what you might do to yourself?
The couple recounted one moment at a Cirque du Soleil performance in January 2019 and the turmoil that they were both experiencing behind their public personas. Harry expressed regret at the way they navigated those challenging times within the confines of royal duties, highlighting the lack of support available to them. Meghan revealed that despite reaching out to the palace for help, she was turned away, which left her feeling silenced and abandoned. Meghan's decision to ultimately speak out about her struggles was driven by a desire to break the stigma surrounding mental illness. Princess Diana's groundbreaking interview with Martin Bashir originally aired on the Panorama News program back in November 1995. Set in her Kensington Palace sitting room, the candid discussion delved into her royal life and marriage, in particular her battles with postpartum depression, bulimia, and her husband's affair with Camilla.
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
Diana revealed the lack of familial support during her postpartum depression, as she made it clear that she felt dismissed as unstable by the royal circle. She attributed her pain to the turmoil within her marriage, while also lamenting the misinterpretation of her cries for help. When no one listens to you, or you feel no one's listening to you, all sorts of things start to happen. For instance, you have so much pain inside yourself that you try and hurt yourself on the outside because you want help, but it's the wrong help you're asking for. Diana addressed her bulimia by describing its role as a coping mechanism amidst marital distress. As she put it, "I was crying out for help, but giving the wrong signals, and people were using my bulimia as a coat on a hanger. They decided that was the problem. Diana was unstable." In 2020, revelations surfaced regarding the deceptive means that Bashir employed to secure the interview, reigniting interest in Diana's legacy and prompting scrutiny of media ethics in general. If you need help with an eating disorder or know someone who does, help is available. Visit the National Eating Disorders Association website or contact NEDA's live helpline at 1-800-931-2237. You can also receive 24/7 crisis support via text. Send NEDA to 741-741.